What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Cosmic Carry here, bringing you another World of Tanks video, and today I should be conducting a review of the premium tier 6 Soviet TD, the SU-100Y, recently released as part of the Christmas festive season as at Wargaming. A lot of really neat premium tanks being released around this time, you know, the Hydrostat, etc, etc, KV-220, a lot of really neat tanks, and I'm enjoying playing in them absolutely. What to say about this tank? It's finally here. What am I talking about with most of you already know kind of thing. This tank was in Quickie Baby's garage in his press account that he was playing on when he was live streaming on the Xbox1 about 2-3 weeks ago, and it was basically the only tank that had not been released, and it was in his garage, so everybody assumed, oh, this is the next premium tank, it's being released, and people did their research and, you know, checked out the tank. Oh, I want this. We just wanted, you know, new tanks. You were kind of yearning for new content and etc, etc. Not that Wargaming doesn't give out a ton of new content, but even we were begging Quickie Baby, even myself, I was saying to Quickie Baby in the chat, please can you play the SU-100Y, and even he himself said, what for? What's the big deal? You know. You know, those weren't his exact words. I think his exact words were, well, it's not the tank it used to be. You know, I don't know if it's been nerfed or possibly maybe, you know, ever since it's released, there's been a whole bunch of other tanks that have been released that overshadow the thing. But nonetheless, we kind of overhyped this tank to death. It's kind of like Star Wars, so to speak. You know, it's just overhyped, and then when it's actually released, it's kind of, oh, but it's not fantastic, OP, mega amazing, and you know, we've only got ourselves to blame. But myself, you know, I looked at the stats of the tank and I said, yeah, I can see what's OP about this tank, but I can also see what's negative about this tank. This tank is humongous, you know, for tier 6. I mean, it's KV2 size, it's a humongous target and not that many hit points either. So I wasn't fooled. I wasn't under any illusions, and on the day of its release, I didn't even get it. I think we're like 3-4 days in since its initial release, so I wasn't you know, hyped to get it, and what I got was what I expected basically. And a lot of people on the forums saying this is a piece of crap tank, it's you know, not worth the money. It is exactly what it is. It does what it, you know, what the stats say on paper, absolutely 100%. Don't be fooled. You know, it's an oversized TD Soviet massive gun, etc, etc. There's nothing, you know. But anyhow, let's discuss the tank. Let's discuss the tank and the stats and this and that. So let's take a look. First of all, let's take a look at the armor. As you can see, it has hardly any armor. 60 on the sides, 60 on the rear, 60 at the front. So it's it doesn't have any armor, and whatever kind of shoots you is going to pen you. And not only that, it is humongous in size. It's a camo net is absolutely the way to go with this thing. Not to necessarily hide the tank. The camo net basically helps out somewhat, and I did purchase the package with only the camo net, 3,800 gold, as opposed to the package with the 3 pieces of equipment, by the way. But the camo net doesn't necessarily hide your tank. It's just, it basically extends the life of your tank. That's how I would best put it. Hit points, nothing fantastic. 700, you know, very, very low. This tank does move. It does hustle 35 kilometers per hour. Has a really meaty engine, 890 horsepower, and it does move, as you can see. The, you know, the chassis rotation 30 degrees. That's, you know, that's not bad, but it does feel like you're shifting, kind of like the Titanic, due to its size. It's so long and it's so tall, and when you shift it, you know, from left to right, it's like heave ho kind of thing. It's just a massive box tank. That's why it has the nickname the box tank. Absolutely. If we take a look at the gun, you can see it's 130mm. It's a very unique gun, a tier 8 gun. Rate of fire very slow, 3.75. Penetration is a very nice, juicy, meaty 196. At tier 6, the TDs have an average pen of around 160, 170. 180, around that, but basically you're getting above average penetration. Your alpha is 440 with the standard shells. Now with the premium shells, it gets kind of interesting. Somewhat similar to Hesh, you get a drop in penetration, but your alpha goes up, so it's kind of a risk, kind of a gamble. But at the same time, when you do load those premium shells, all that's happening is you're getting standard penetration for tier 6 TDs. So premium shells are, you know, 100% a viable option, but in my opinion, you don't need them. You know, with 196, you don't need them. The problems with the gun is not actually penetrating the target, it's actually making contact with the target, due to the fact you have really poor aim time, 2.9, and your accuracy is 0.37, and you will find yourself aiming in forever and a day, and then eventually what happens is, you know, the target moves on, the target rolls back behind cover. If your aim time doesn't let you down, it's your accuracy. You know, you'll blast away, and your shell goes left, it goes right, it goes here, it goes there. So penetration is not a problem, type of shells is not a problem, alpha is not a problem. Rate of fire, it's you know, it's a balancing factor. Because you got such high alpha, if your rate of fire was any higher, it would be considered an OP tank, and everybody would be complaining about the thing, etc, etc. It's all balanced out, you know, the alpha, the penetration, by the rate of fire, by the abysmal aim time, Soviet aim time, and Soviet accuracy. But you can fix aim time and you can fix accuracy somewhat. You know, you can't fix it, but you can give it a little bit of a boost, so to speak. Not that much, but somewhat. Equipment wise for this tank, it's like I said, with the camo, you're a big humongous target, and the camo net initially, you know, it came with the tank, and I took it off because I wanted to put on binocs on there, you know, I wanted to put on a gun rammer, gun lane drive, and it kind of sort of didn't work, because what the camouflage net actually does, it doesn't, it's like I mentioned before, it doesn't so much as hide your tank, it just makes you last that much longer. And if you last that much longer on the battlefield, you know, you can do so much more if you're not dead, of course. So I ended up putting the camo net back on the tank, and it did help considerably. Of course, you have to remain still for it to work, etc, etc. What other equipment to use on this tank is totally up to you. I said, you know, the binocs, the view range was pretty decent. I think it was 350. So binocs, absolutely, why not? Coated optics, no, it's kind of a waste. Toolbox, no, you know, I never need toolbox on a premium tank. I never use the crews that come with the premium tank. I think this tank has the crew from the T62A. Large caliber gun rammer, absolutely, you know, absolutely. What else? Enhanced gun lane drive, yes, absolutely. Everything, events, yep. Anything else? Not really. You know, you don't need all this other stuff. The large spore liner, you've only got 3 to choose from at the end of the day. Yeah, sort of. If you know, it helps out somewhat with Artie. I think there's a bit of a misconception with large spore lineup. People seem to think that it's extra armor. Um it it from what I understand, it's extra armor for splash damage. It's if a shell's gonna penetrate you, it's gonna penetrate you when you know a naughty shell comes in. I don't think, as far as I understand, it doesn't reduce the penetration of the shell that comes in from artillery. It just reduces damage from splash explosions, basically. So, but anyhow, it's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. What to say? Bottom line about this tank, it's weird. It's is it worth the money? First of all, absolutely yes, 100%. It is 100% worth the money. Is it a serious tank? Not really. I would say this is a 100% fun tank because it is. Why is it fun? Because it is fun to try and make it work with the limitations of this tank. It is so much fun to try and make this tank work because it's so big, it's so humongous, and you know, the aim time mucks you up and the accuracy mucks you up. That when you do well in this tank, it is 100% rewarding, you know, because when you do well, you're gonna annihilate your opponents, absolutely. And you really have to use your brain and outthink and outsmart your opponents because you have long reload time, you have bad accuracy, this and that. So it's kind of a fun tank to figure out how to play it effectively, smart, because you have different options in this tank. You could be a sniper all the way in the back and just snipe away. Of course, that accuracy is going to let you down, but when it doesn't let you down, you got that massive alpha, so it kind of pays off. But you can also be a brawling tank. You can be, you know, mid to close range shots. You'll make those shots, but the thing is, when you get return fire, they're going to penetrate you. So it's totally up to you how you want to use it. But most definitely, it's worth the money, first of all, and second of all, it's a fun tank. You know, I had a ton of fun playing in this tank. Also, keep in mind, it does not get preferential matchmaking. Let's play some battles. Okay, so first game, we are on Pacific Island, SU-100Y, Tier 6 Soviet TD, no preferential matchmaking, keep in mind, so it plays up to Tier 8. This game, I am top tier, so in the OP TD such as this, it's worth taking a bit of a risk, a bit of a gamble, in order to achieve some fantastic results whenever you are top tier, especially in a crazy OP tank such as this. Take a risk, take a gamble somewhat, and you'll be rewarded somewhat. How am I taking a risk gamble? I'm up here on top of this hill and I could easily get lit up, and artillery is in play as well. But I'm taking advantage of these two little scouts that are up ahead of me who are lighting up the targets, and I'm going to attempt to get some shots on target. There we go, one shot. 270. You know, with 440 alpha, 196 pen, that wasn't a problem, but nonetheless, you know, a kill is a kill. Try to take this shot. Do I? No. But you can see I've lost one of those scouts. I'm about to lose the second. That T-34 is about to get away. I take the shot early. I thought I might get lucky, but you know, it doesn't pay off. Now I've lost both those scouts. It's time to pull back and regroup, so to speak, because I'm gonna get lit up, and I'm a big old juicy target, especially for artillery. Lose my sixth sense and get back into position, and this is where patience basically pays off. Whole bunch of reds still in play. We're simply gonna wait here for the reds to pop up, and we're gonna attempt to one shot our second kill. I know somebody's going to show up, and there we go. Okay, he wasn't on full health, but still, you know, again, a kill is a kill. Picking up my second kill. When you're a top tier and you are tier 6, you're counting on the Reds to make mistakes, and they do, especially in this game. You're counting on the skill, the lack of skill, I should say, of the Reds for you to have a great game. Again, showing patience. There's Reds kind of to my right, but I'm kind of focused here, and there we go. Again, my patience is rewarded, and now it's time to focus on the right hand side, because you can see that flank is about to collapse. There's only one heavy left. I think it's a Churchill, not sure. T1 heavy trying to sneak through. I get one shot into him. I notice I'm not sixth sensed. I get a second shot into him. He's got a bit of a pea shooter. It does fire pretty quickly though. I am lit up, so there's that to consider. But I'd take him out nonetheless. Good to go. Picking up my 4th kill. A lot of shots bouncing off me. Again, I'm pulling back. Trying to play it smart. And can I get this headset? Nothing happening. Possibly, maybe I missed. I'm not sure. Might have bounced off him. Waiting for the Churchill to give me some more targets. Reposition the tank. What do we see off into the distance? There is that T-34. Nice juicy side shot. Absolutely. Picking up my 5th kill. Kill number 5. And the Hetzer drops into view now. Now it's the Hetzer's turn. I'm pretty sure I can pen this the way he's angled. He's not lit up. There we go. Top gun. Absolutely. Kill number 6. Considering what to do with this medium, but he gets taken out, so we're good to go. And the first bit of competition kind of shows up on the scene. The 88. He's got a quick firing gun, pretty decent pen. He can pen me, he can take me out. So I decide to drop down to meet him. Absolutely. And this is kind of the tallness of my tank versus the low profile of his tank, you know. I'm just trying to sneak a shot in there through the grass, and I managed to do so. Kill number 7, possibly Radley's, who knows, a Pools medal, artillery fires. Now, some of you might say, why'd you do this, why'd you do that? You know, you'll see. But my thinking was, I'm in a big massive tank. There's not that many places to hide. I could have backed into a corner, but eventually artillery would have got me. And so my thinking was, I have to support my team to continue onwards and upwards. I have to support my team. I need my team in a big massive tank. I need my team in a wide open map because of artillery. I need my team. So I decided to support my team. I could have flanked down to the left hand side, went along the beach, and possibly maybe I could have got the Radleys, maybe 8, maybe 9 kills, but you know, I play for my team. What can I say? It is what it is. And second game, we are on Sand River Standard Battle, and again I am top tier. So the bottom tier in this tank, it's, you can be somewhat successful, but there's a lot of, you know, big bombastic tanks on the scene, so to speak. If you are bottom tier, you know, the Borsig comes to mind, so that can easily one-shot you with his 150mm. So it's limited success. For the most part, I found myself playing either in top tier games or tier 7, tier 6 games. But these two games, I am top tier. And when you are top tier, like I mentioned, you got to take a risk, you got to take a gamble. This is a big, humongous map. So the whole time I was playing, I was saying, I want to push forward, I want to push forward, I want to get some kills. But you got to be smart about when you're going to take that leap, when you're going to, you know, uh, because you're a big humongous target, and but you do have that massive alpha on your side. You do have that massive penetration on your side, and you want to put it to good use, absolutely. But at the same time, you don't want to leave yourself out in the open where mediums are just picking away at your sides little by little. Even though you are top tier, you don't have that much armor. End of story. So the whole time I was in this position, my main thinking was allow the Reds to come to me, and if they're not coming towards me, then make your way towards them if and when you can. But you gotta basically pick and choose that moment. You gotta be smart about it, know when to push. And as you can see there, the whole time I was keeping an eye on the left hand side, and I thought to myself, if I'm going to get any kind of kills, it's going to be from the north. They're going to be pushing through to the north, because this flank has been left unattended by my teammates. But it kind of turned out that most of the Reds were actually simply camping the base and not doing much of anything, truth be told. I rushed my shot there on the Hellcat, which is a shame. Angled my tank towards him in case he shoots back, but he pulls back behind the sand dune. There's no artillery in play, so that is good. So I decided, if there were any Reds over there, apart from that Hellcat, they would have attempted to push through. So my judgment was the Hellcat was over there, and that was about it. And that's pretty much how it kind of turned out. Reposition myself back into my spot, and you can see I'm getting no joy here. I know the whole time I was thinking this is a bit of a wasted opportunity myself being here, because I'm in a tank with humongous alpha, and I'm not, amazing penetration, and I'm not taking advantage of it. Hellcat, there it is. Just a kind of a taste of what this tank is capable of. I do eventually get fed up and decide, okay, it's time to push. Absolutely. Keep checking the map, wondering what to do. Is that side, are there any Reds in the north? Where are they? And it's like I said, they weren't doing anything, So as you can see, I'm finally fed up. I've only gotten 2 kills, 3 pens. I'm hungry for blood. The tank is hungry for blood. Almost get stuck there. I see a whole bunch of Reds there down in the south, and I know I can easily one-shot them or inflict some severe damage. So I decide to assist my teammates on this flank. What can I see? Here we go. I don't think this was the inaccuracy of the gun in play. I think, he was behind a sand dune, and I think my shot just simply ate the dirt. But first shot unlucky, second shot is on target. Absolutely. And that was a pretty long distance shot. Even though you're not gonna miss, not really, with the side of the tank exposed like that. Absolutely not. Even though you don't have the most fantastic accuracy. T-34, he's behind that sandy. No way I'm gonna make that shot. Absolutely not. Here we go. Excelsior pulls back nicely. Again, it's a nice big juicy target. I can get that with my accuracy any day of the week. Am I going to see his side? No, he's behind those sand dunes. He's retreating. and he gets taken out. And now it's just pretty much mopping up stage. I've got all my hit points intact. I've got 4 kills to my name. And literally there's no strategy here, not really. It's just barrel in like a big old bully and trying to get some pens, some kills, and obviously they're just hiding in the base, and they are. Covenator. A Chihi. It's like I said, you know, I wasn't just ram the crap out of him. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. This auto aim on this gun is just not worth it. It's not worthwhile. It doesn't happen. Even up close, it does muck up. Picking up kill number 5. AMX comes in for a ram. Good for you, buddy. I attempt to. This is me maneuvering my tank. It's not him actually pushing me. Trying to get a Top Gun medal. But, nah, it was not to be. Here we go. So not bad. Trying to strike that balance between being aggressive in a top tier game without risking too much. So what to say about this tank? It's a really fantastic, fun tank. You got to play it right, play it smart. It's really fun to put the positives to good use and hide the negatives. I like it a lot due to the fact that, you know, it's a Soviet tank, and I'm currently grinding out and a lot of Soviet tanks. I need a lot of premium tanks, you know, to get those skills and perks. And I think I have about 8 to 10 Soviet premium tanks, and I use them all the time. You know, I used them, the T-54, I grinded out 6 cents in all of the tanks, all of the Soviet premium tanks. It just took me like 20-30 odd games, something like that, to get 6 cents. I just kept on moving the crew from one Soviet premium tank to the next. And yes, I like the fact that I have another Soviet premium tank, and especially these mid to lower tier premium tanks. They're worthwhile the money, absolutely, especially this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy, well worth the money. Adios, muchachos.